Kristen, I know you have other exercises, and we talked about it a little bit. So do you mind sharing what we can do to reactivate our passion, reactivate our courage so that we can continue?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, a few things that I want to go over for you that I do with a lot of my clients is a few things for your daily life that we need to make sure that we're doing um, every morning on the daily. So we got to make sure that we're starting out our day in a forward motion. So that means raising that vibrational level. I know I talked a little bit about really being able to raise the frequency, raise the vibrational level. So when we're doing that, you're going to start with a few different things. One, you really need to center yourself in the morning. You need to take a few minutes and honor yourself and honor whether you're a religious person and you believe in God, great. If you're a universal person and a spiritual person and you believe in the universe, great. If you're a higher power person and you believe in the higher power, that's you, great. Whatever it is that works for you, we were all created differently and we all resonate with different things. Find what works for you. And then you're going to take a few minutes in the morning and you're really going to spend some time, not a ton of time, but maybe 5 to 7 minutes in the morning. And you're going to do an exercise. And if you grab a pen and paper, I'm going to actually have you write it down for yourselves right now.
I'm ready. I'm going to take notes. And so if it's shaking a little bit, it's because I'm really writing. I've got my pen, so I'm ready.
Awesome. Okay. So the first thing that you're going to do is after having a little bit of meditation, make sure you drink water, try and infuse it with lemon or grapefruit, any of those type of things. Food really, really affects your vibrational level. Water affects your vibrational level. And being able to reset yourself and put not only the earthly body, but also the spiritual body, that who you were really created to be, that person inside of you, that soul, that passion inside of you. You need to get them to be able to work together. So sometimes our earthly bodies are in habits and we're doing this on this side. And so they're going around, and then our spiritual bodies have these passions, and it's like, I want to do something too. And what we need to do is we need to connect them so they're doing this together. So you got both wheels going forward in the same timing and the same motion, so that our whole body, be it spiritual and earthly, move forward and progress at the same time. So water, infuse it with lemon, grapefruit oil, or grapefruit juice, grapefruit oil. I use essential oil, so you can just put a drop or two in your water in the morning. It really helps. So you want to start doing that. And then from there, what you're going to do is you're going to write down, whether you believe in God, whether you believe in universe, or you just believe in your higher you, you're going to write that on a piece of paper. So you're going to write down, for me, it's God. So I'm going to write down God. Okay. What are the top 3 things I can do for God to help with whatever he needs? If it's the universe, what are the top 3 things that I need to do to help benefit others in the universe? Okay. And you're going to literally number them 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Okay. So it's going to either say God 1, 2, 3, universe 1, 2, 3, higher self 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then after you worry about doing everything for everyone else and for God or the universe, whoever, then you're going to move on and you're going to say me. Okay. So what are the top 3 things I get to do today for me, to progress me today?
To progress me. Yeah. Okay.
And then you're going to go on to family. Okay. So now you're going to drop down and you're going to have family written, and you're going to bullet it 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then after that, if you have a business or a dream of doing something, you're going to write down your dream down, or you're going to write down business down. For me, I write down my practice and my business because I have 2 different ones. So I would write down business 1, 2, 3, and then my practice, 1, 2, 3. And that's how you are going to lay out your paper. Okay.
That's good. That's good. And it's always what should I do? The top 3 things to progress: universe, other people, God, me, family, business. So always 3 things. And that follows the meditation, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's going to happen is when you get this paper all lined out, and I actually have made a paper, like a template for myself, and I've just printed out 1,000,000 copies so that I just pull out a new copy each day because I know what I need to be looking into. Okay.
And just a quick question, because some people might just say, you know what, I'm not really meditating or everything. Can we just mystify a little bit about what meditation is? Because sometimes people can be just exercises, right? It's just, and what's the purpose of meditation really?
Meditate, like, such a great thing that you asked this. Meditation simply means spending time with oneself.
So that could be playing music.
It could mean sitting down with your coffee and taking a few minutes to reflect on your day, on your week, on the year. It could be reflecting on what's coming up. It could be literally sitting with your coffee, drinking it, thinking, oh my gosh, do I really want to go about today? Like, it could be anything, really.
And
Meditation
on the treadmill, just doing something good for your body.
Yeah.
Writing down gratitude, but just essentially the purpose is, like you said, spending time with oneself and elevating that vibe.
Yep. Elevating the vibration. Now, for me, during this exercise, you obviously couldn't be on a treadmill doing this exercise at the moment. However, take this time, sit with yourself, and what you're going to do once you have all of these things written out on this paper, you're literally going to just take a minute and you're going to clear your mind, and you know, your thoughts will pop in, you know, whatever. But if you just take a minute and just say, okay, I'm going to just clear it for a minute. I just want to center myself. I want to think for a minute. What is it that I can do to help progress the universe today? And you are going to get a thought that is going to pop into your head.
You be ready.
Because you're going to think, was that the thought? And it is. Like, the first impression, that first thought that you get, I want you to write down in that number 1 spot. Okay. So, for example, I know I had talked with you previously, but I was going through this and I had gotten through God, I had gotten through me, I got through my family, I got down to my practice, my business, and I literally said, okay, God, what is it? What can I do to help progress my business today? And the first thing that came to my mind was go see your grandmother.
Obviously.
Right? Because, like, that's
business and grandma goes very well together.
Right? Totally. So I was like, okay, there's no way my sweet, dear grandmother is going to be able to help me progress my business. She is not a business-oriented person. She is a little bit weary of my energy. You know, I'm a little bit bold. And so, you know, she's always wondering, what are you up to? What are you doing? So I'm always like, okay, really? Like, I'm going to go see my grandmother and progress my business.
And seeing your grandmother, if I do remember, is how many hours away from your place?
It's a couple.
That makes sense.
It totally does, right? Yeah. And so I'm like, what the heck? So there's, you know, I do number 2, number 3, and it's like normal stuff, like answer a couple emails this way, do this way. And I'm like, I got to go visit my grandmother. So I take that first thought because it was the very first thought that came to my mind. And I honor it. I honor in knowing that in here, in my heart, in my head, my body, I know what I really need. My higher self, God, knows what I really need to do. And he knows, or the universe knows, whoever you think is out there, knows what is going on in every other place in the world. Okay? So he knows who's going to be there. The universe knows what's happening in a city not close to you when you have no idea what's going on. And so you just become obedient to yourself, and you start paying attention to your mind and what you're being told to do to help yourself. You're connecting with that divine connection, and you're pushing through, and you're making it an exercise to start trusting and relying on yourself. Okay.
So what happened?
So what happens is when I went to my grandmother's to go see her, there ended up being a gentleman there, and he really needed my help. And I was able to do a session on him while I was there, and it ended up opening up Australia for me. So through his connections, I ended up going and opening up my practice in Australia. So
Wow.
I had a great visit with my grandmother, which was long overdue. However, even though it was in that business category,
Mm-hmm.
in the end, I knew something was going to happen. I didn't know what, and I definitely didn't plan on opening up Australia that day, which I did. But now I have several clients in Australia, and it's fantastic, and my business is global because of it.
Wow.
So
And I love, so, and that's a daily practice. So that's something
this is a daily thing I do. Every morning, I make sure I write down in my journal, okay, here we are. I grab my paper out, I write it down, and then I work on those things that I was given that day. And if you run out of time, you know what? You run out of time when you start the next day. But you do your best to get as much of it done as you can.
And the reason why we do that, Kristen, because I mean, some people are saying, okay, that's fine, like I can do this, but you don't understand, Kristen. Like I'm facing like, my relationship is really hard right now. I'm kind of demotivated. I'm down. I feel I want to just sleep all the time. I'm going to work. It's a toxic environment, whatever it is. Or, I tried so many times with my business, and it just like, I don't have that energy. What do you say?
I say there's 5 things that you need to stop doing.
Okay. I'm going to take that down.
Yeah. If you're in that spot, there are 5 things that you absolutely must stop.
Okay.
Okay. And I don't care if you're facing bankruptcy. I don't care if you are so depressed that you don't want to get up another day. You have got to do these 5 things. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 1, stop trying to please everyone.
Okay. Yeah.
You are not for everyone. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I actually have a passage I actually want to read. This just came to my mind to share it with you. And I really feel inspired to read this to you. So I'm going to read it to you. I don't typically read
I love it.
during my videos, but I want to share this with you because I really feel it's important.
Right now.
I totally am. Okay. So this is from one of my books. I'll have to look back and see exactly which one it's for, but it was important enough to me that I took a picture of it so I could remember it. Okay. So it says, you are not for everyone. The world is filled with people who, no matter what you do, will point blank not like you. But it is also filled with those who will love you fiercely. They are your people. You are not for everyone, and that is okay. Talk to the people that can hear you. Don't waste your time and gifts trying to convince them of your value. They will not ever want what you are selling. Don't convince them to walk alongside you. You'll be wasting both your time and theirs, and will likely inflict unnecessary wounds, which will take precious time to heal. You are not for them, and they are not for you. Politely wave them on and continue along your way. Sharing your path with someone is a sacred gift. Do not cheapen this gift by rolling yours in the wrong direction. Keep facing your true north.
Wow. Thank you so much, Kristen. This is gold.
Yeah.
So much in that.
I cannot express this enough.
Right now.
Yeah. So do I. And here's the thing, Francis. You and I have a message to get out. And the people that need to hear it, as long as we're obedient and we keep pushing and we keep overcoming and having these awesome opportunities to learn and grow new ways to fuse videos together to make teaching moments happen, we're going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
We're resilient. We're going to keep doing it because we are for someone and we can help someone. And you guys can help someone. You're meant to help others. We're not meant to be alone. We're not meant to do this by ourselves. We're meant to do this together. So
Absolutely.
it's important.
You know, and yeah, I totally agree with that, because sometimes I just, you know, that I'm doing Facebook Lives every week. And I remember a moment where, you know, I didn't really feel like it in some ways because my body was just kind of sick. But I thought, you know what, I'm not doing it for me. I'm just going to do it for someone. You know, it's not the time that I'm usually making it, but I'm just going to do it. And even if there's just one person that watched it, I'm okay. And I just had that little intuition or something, and I just did it. And what's amazing, Kristen, is that as soon as I did it, like one of the persons said, you know what, I needed to hear that. That's it. How many people do we need to have on our side, right? I mean, so for people like you guys, you are worth it. You have so much value. It doesn't matter who doesn't believe in you. What matters is that you have something, a gift that you can give. And that's going to make a difference in people's life, even if it's just one person.
And it doesn't you don't have to be doing it the way that we're doing it.
Yeah.
We all have different ways to get out there and
Thanks
to do
for saying that. Yeah.
So what works for me and what works for Francis may not work for you, and that's okay.
Absolutely. And
but honor yourself. Figure out, get that divine connection. And if you have an issue figuring out how to really trust yourself and figure out how to listen to yourself, hook up with me, because I want to help you figure it out.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, and you've helped me, you've helped my friends, you've helped so many people. And I think it's, it's good to admit that sometimes we're not 100%. That's fine, but we have other people that can help us. And that's a social connection. That's also actually the elements of the science of happiness that say we're social beings. We need people. We just need to be associated with the people. If we have that vibe that's low, well, go talk to someone that has a higher vibe, and that would be more than happy, like you, Kristen, to help them raise their level of energy, because you're a Reiki Meister, you're a spiritual profiler, and you can help so many people. So that's one. Just that is huge. So, and by the way, I'm going to put it on YouTube, and I'm going to just put those points down. So as a reminder for everybody. So stop trying to please everyone.
Yep. So number one, stop trying to please everyone. Number two, you ready?
Yeah.
Quit fearing change.
That's it.
Right? I mean, it really, change is great.
Yeah.
Change is good. Why is it bad? Why in the world, if you want a different outcome, why are you afraid of change? Because the only way you're going to get a different outcome is if you start doing something different than you are right now.
Yeah. You were almost a rapper on that, Kristen.
I know, right?
Quit fearing change.
Boom. Seriously, stop fearing change, because we need change. We need change to grow. We need change for so many things to help push ourselves. We need change for everything.
And the underlying thing is also that we don't want to do a change because we fear of the unknown, right? And so, and a change might mean, oh, I'm going to expose myself into something that people don't know me for. And so I might be judged. So I fear there's a change. Like I don't want, I'd rather be in that element that I know. And I, even if it sucks, even if it's really bad, I'd rather be in that because I know what to expect. Mm-hmm. And once we just put that little step forward, I mean, I can still remember me doing the Facebook Live for the first time. I was shaking, didn't even know how to close the phone. But then, I thought, why did I wait that long? So just go through it, and then we get better and better. Do you know any babies that just tried one time? I don't.
Nope.
You have 4 daughters, right? Did they try only one time?
Nope.
So,
and they're running now.
So
because as soon as you figure out you can walk, you freaking run.
And we're being a little bit, kind of humorous right now, but it's true. Like, I mean, I understand places where it might be to quit a relationship. And, you know, at the end of the day, when you really feel that you are valuable and you have something to share to the world and you love yourself, then it doesn't matter to quit a situation to go for a change, because that's going to be for you. I remember I was scared of, you know, changing a job, maybe having a different financial situation, or quitting someone, because then I'm like, where am I going next? And every time that I was able to let go and quit and make a change, it always was for the better. Even if maybe right after something bad happened, it was a great lesson that I used.
Absolutely.
So quit fearing change. Yeah.
Quit fear and change.
Number 2. And number 3.
Number 3. Ready?
Yeah.
Quit living in the past.
Ooh, that's a good one.
If you continue to live in the past, you are never going to move into the future. It's like that whole record album. You're just playing it over and over and over again. You got to quit and get off the track and get on a new one.
And that record album is so destructive sometimes, right?
Can be.
On and on and on and on.
Which is where we go into that find it and flip it method. So when you have this record playing over and over again, you have to go in and you do what I call the find it, flip it method, which we mentioned a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
So making sure you find that negative, because we didn't have obstacles this morning or last week trying to get webjam to work, right? We had opportunities of growth. And so when I say we had an opportunity to grow and learn something new, it sounds a lot different than me saying, oh yeah, we really struggled and had all these obstacles. That feels so heavy and hard. And so our body and our mind, like, we hear that, like our body feels that. You can physically feel how heavy it is when I say, yeah, we really struggled and it was really hard to do.
And now look at this. I think, honestly, for all the times we tried, I feel personally best time ever.
I agree. I 100% agree.
We had 3 attempts. Number 1, the video deleted. Number 2, you were sick. Number 3, I don't know why, but it didn't work at all this morning. Doesn't matter. Now we're recording and we're giving it to you because we really believe in what we're doing. And that's the gift that we want to give you guys.
Yeah, and we want you to know that it's not, yeah, it feels like an obstacle, but if you can change the way you think about it, you can use that brain training, and you can really, really start thinking, okay, this is just a learning opportunity. It feels different. And yeah, it's like hard to do in the beginning. It is. I'm not going to lie. It's hard for you to say, oh man, that was a really, really big obstacle, but I overcame it and that was really good. No, that's all negative. Obstacle, overcome. No, this is an opportunity for me to learn, grow, and become better. And
I would
that's
say
it.
that sometimes the opportunity, as small as it could be, is to reward ourselves with some sort of a celebration. It's a progress. Like, you know, you're not at top of the hill, but you just made that first 100 meters. It's better than not walking at all. Just that is like, you know, there's like 900 meters left. I've done a tenth of it. That's awesome.
Yep, absolutely. I agree.
So now we have that was number 3.
Yep. So stop living in the past. Quit fearing change. Quit trying to please people. You ready for number 4?
Yes.
All right. Number 4, quit putting yourself down. Seriously, stop. When we continue to think, I'm not good enough, I don't have the messages that they have, I don't have the experiences, I'm going to tell you right now, I call BS.
Yeah.
Because I know that you guys out there have had experiences that I have not experienced in my life, and there is something I could learn from you.
True. Like, we underestimate how strong we are in some yeah, right? I mean, I talked to one of my friends yesterday. She was living in centers. I don't know how you call it in United States, but in Canada, like, you know, and then they get picked up by your family. So And you look at her, you would never, ever even guess that's something that happened. But for her, she talks about it as nothing happened. I don't know how I would have done that. And,
Yeah.
you know, and maybe now she's looking at me in other areas, is like, oh, you know, Francis, you're so resilient on that. I'm like, yeah, but look at you. Like, you look at where you came from. We forgot how many breakthroughs. Would that be a good exercise? Actually, I just like got inspired by that. Like, one of the things that I think can really elevate your vibration, and that plays with the fact of not putting yourself down. Think about the 50, well, not 50, but 5 minutes, spend 5 minutes and talk about all the wins you had last year. It might be, I gave a coffee to a stranger, it made me feel great. I made a new friends in a conference. I did something new that I haven't done before. Whatever it is, count that for 5 minutes. I guarantee your level of vibration and the fact that you're going to not put it in yourself down. You're going to say, wow, I've accomplished so much.
And you know what the really great thing is for people that are just starting this stuff, I actually call it a thankful jar. So this is another exercise that we do. And this is one that I work a lot with families when I go in and work with families and try and reconnect that between that communication and that bond between children and adults, you know, the children and parents. This is something that we actually do, is we have a thankful chart. And at the end of the day, you go through and you write down one thing that you did for someone else for that day that you are proud of, that, you know, maybe it was buying someone coffee, or it was making the bed for your sister, or, you know, whatever it is, you write that down, and then you write down what someone did for you that day. So what we call that is actually a give and receive frequency. And what it does, it's like a circuit, okay? So what happens is when you complete that give and receive frequency, you're able to really have that flow, that abundance, that give and receive. So when you're constantly give, and you're not receiving, you're not getting that full circuit, okay? So you have to be able to do that give and receive. So being able to accept it, but also be able to give it, and to be able to recognize that. So being able to write that down either in your journal or doing a thankful jar with your family, however that is, you write down one thing that you were able to give to someone that day and something that you received, so that your mind and your body, both the earthly side and the spiritual side, are doing this together, because you're writing down, you're using your mind, you're feeling with your heart, you're connecting that earthly and that spiritual, and you're going together, forward motion.
That's exciting. Like, now we're talking about like 5 things and we added 2 more exercises. That's awesome. We're not even done.
Sorry.
Quit putting yourself down.
Yeah, stop putting yourself down.
We're all coming from the same source. We all love, we're all great, we're all amazing. So we're putting ourselves down.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Number 5.
Are you ready for it?
Yes.
It's a big one.
Okay.
Stop overthinking.
Oof. Yeah.
When you get that thought in the morning, when you're doing that, and it says go to your grandmother's house, and you're like, that's not really the thought that I got to help my business. Shut up and quit talking to yourself and just listen. Stop overthinking it. Seriously, stop overthinking. There's no reason for you to beat a dead horse.
It's the monkey mind, right?
Totally.
It's
totally. Honor yourself. Trust yourself. Stop overthinking it. Nobody else matters but you, your family, and your message.
Yeah.
Money will come. Money is energy. Money will flow. Money is energy. It's good. You concentrate on doing what you need to do, what you were created for, what you're in alignment with, and everything else, all that abundance is going to flow in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the inner power. I call it the inner power because that's the only thing that we can take care of, right? I mean, just talking about abundance, really, like you said, and I remember you said it specifically, it's money is energy. And what it is when we think about how we gain the money, we're actually giving something to someone of value. and they reward us with what we call money. And so if your inner power, the way you feel, your vibration, you're enthusiastic, you're passionate about what you do, you really want to help people, then that whole energy is moving forward, and then you get something back. Mm-hmm. And that's the only, so it's not about getting the money. It's about, first of all I have to do is make sure that my engine, my head and my heart are working well, and that I have that inner power. Then everything else is going to happen. Yep. I know that sometimes that receiving part doesn't happen right away, right? But we've got to trust that this wave is always going to come back. There's always a wave that's coming back. In nature, we're looking at it. The wave is never like here and then I don't know if I'm going to have another one. And the way we breathe, same thing. So it's just constant. Mm-hmm. And in the middle, so what do we do if we don't receive? Well, maybe you're on that surfboard and your buddy's right there, so you can chat to him, or you can swim around, or lay down on the board and look at the sun, which is basically being in that moment and that gratefulness. And then next thing you know, you're like, oh, that wave is coming. That's huge, right? Yep, absolutely. And for those of you that are like, I am waiting for the waves and I can't start recognizing them, real fast, I'm going to give you one more exercise. I know I'm packing this one full. I'm so sorry. Not sorry, really. I just want to make sure that everybody gets as much as I can give them really quick here. Yeah. And I want to leave you with one final thought after this, before I have to jet. But I want you guys to do this. If you're having a problem with receiving, if you're having a problem with receiving help at work, if you're having a problem receiving money, if you're having a problem receiving anything, love, friendships, whatever it is, I don't care. If you have a problem receiving, the next time you go to the grocery store and someone's packing up your bags and your groceries and they ask you if you want help out with it, I want you to say yes. I don't care if you're 6'5" and 350 pounds and like bulked up and you can carry every bag there is. Stop and allow someone else to do something for you and receive the gift. Right. Okay? It's an easy way to start receiving. And it's very simple. You don't have to think about it. It also blesses someone else, because heavens knows no grocery store clerk wants to be stuck inside that grocery store bagging bags. They'd like to walk outside and see the daylight. So give them a blessing of getting the heck out of that store and let them bless you by helping you. Okay? Yeah. So work on the little steps. If you cannot receive in its entirety right now, work on receiving little by little. And that's the first way you can start. Just something very benign, very simple that won't be crazy and out there. Amazing. And I know you have to run, so we'll summarize it very quick. So daily basis. Hold on a second. Oh. I love you, but you got to hold on a minute. I need people to hear this. And Patricia Holland said it best. Okay. And I want, Francis, I want you to hear this, and I want you guys to understand this. Okay. And like I said, Patricia Holland, she said it best, but she said, we must have the courage to be imperfect while striving for perfection. Okay? And that you have to be able to stand in the face of adversity. You have to do bold things, whether that's getting out of bed, whatever that is. You need to be okay, have the courage to be right where you are, right in this moment, and know that moving forward, you're striving to get here, but it's okay to be right here. And that's not a bad thing. Okay? Amazing. That's good. Thank you so much. You're so welcome. How can we reach you? Because I know you have to go. So that's going to be all summarized on the YouTube. We're going to have a description for all the exercises. I think we got 8 plus quotes plus inspiration. The best we've ever done. Yeah, for sure. After 3 attempts, perfect example of resilience and courage. I guess that's why we had to do it. Yeah. So how can we reach you, Kristen?
You can reach me at unapologeticallyu.com. It's UNAPOLOGETICALLYU, the letter U.com.
Okay.
And you can feel free to email me there. If you need a session, there's Reiki sessions. You can book yourself a Reiki session on there. Otherwise, my calendar is calendly.com/unapologeticallyu. And I'd love to help you out. If you guys would like to get on my calendar, Francis, any of your friends, if they mention you, are more than welcome to utilize a free 30-minute session with me.
And you know what? I mean, they experience it. I have many people that have experienced it. I experienced it, and then I continue even further. You're amazing. People are blessed to have you in their life. So thank you so much. You gave way more than what I expected. So I know you're going to run to your call. Thank you so much, Kristen. We're going to post this. It's done. We've done it. Courage, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
So enjoy your day. I love you.
Thank you. I love you too. Thanks for having me.